Mal, let's go to the hotline. Let's go to Wise County to talk with the new head coach of the Alvord Bulldogs. We're pleased to be joined by Coach Matt Fanning. Coach, how are you?
I'm good, Greg. How are you doing?
Doing great. How are things in Alvord these days?
They're good. They're busy. You know, we're full bore into the spring in a small school, so we got kids going in 5-6 different directions every day.
That is certainly the life that you're used to. You're coming back to the high school football ranks after a year there at Hardin-Simmons, and you got hired back in January. There's a lot of quotes out there about what a good fit you are for Alvord and why you're going to have success there. But I would kind of want to take that question and turn it on its head. Why was Alvord the right move for you to head there?
Well, we've got my family and I have ties in this area. I actually grew up 30 minutes down the road in Era and then coached there for 12 years. So when we were coaching there, we lived in Decatur, which is just right down the road from Alvord, and so we know a lot of folks, know the area real well. I'm familiar with Alvord athletics, for quite some time now, and kind of the community here. And I'm a blue collar guy. I'm a country kid. I grew up son of a horse trainer, and that's kind of the area out here. That's kind of the demographic, and I fit well with the kids and the community. And I think there's a great administration in place. So all those things were really appealing to me, and kind of get to come back to Wise County and be in this area for a little bit and be around some family out here. That was a positive as well.
Now, Coach, I want to ask you, because last year you were an assistant there at Hardin-Simmons, and I feel like there's people who would say, oh, okay, well, he moved from high school, moved on to the college ranks. See you later, Coach Fanning. Well, we'll see you in the college ranks. A move back to the high school ranks, what went into the decision to come back to coach at Texas high school football?
Well, first off, I loved it there. It was an amazing job. I got to work with great people and people that had been my friends for a long time, and Coach Burleson and Coach Whitehead and James Burke on the strength and conditioning side, and really enjoyed the work and the kids. But I've got a daughter that's a freshman and a son that's in the third grade, and kind of the general consensus amongst our family was that I didn't see them, so my daughter came to me in kind of a heartfelt moment and told me that she wanted me to get back into high school, and she wanted me to coach her for the next, 3.5 years. And it's kind of hard to say no to that. So we looked for a smaller town where I would still have the opportunity to jump over and coach her on the track side of things and do some stuff with her. And, that was really the main thing. I don't know that I thought I was done being a head coach and athletic director. And then, after a little bit of time there, I'm not real sure that didn't factor in too. I might not quite have been done.
It's Matt Fanning, the head coach of the Alvord Bulldogs here on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation, hashtag TF Today. Coach, we mentioned a year there at Hardin-Simmons. I'm curious, coaches are always learning and taking things from different jobs. What is it that maybe you're going to take from what your year there at Hardin-Simmons that you're going to apply to the job here at Alvord?
I think the culture there is amazing, and a part of that was something that was already, ingrained in me. Coach Burleson and I both played in that program under Coach Keeling, and the awesome thing about Hardin-Simmons is that the things that matter, doing things the right way, the toughness, discipline, effort, that's never really changed. And I think Coach Burleson and his staff there have expanded on that. So really just the culture building, the family, atmosphere, the things that I carried with me. And I think, from my playing time there, and I think Coach Burleson's really even made it better. So definitely something looking at a program and kind of a rebuild like where we're at here, implementing some of those things. And then, also just the relationship I have with those guys and the ability to kind of call them and lean on them and get ideas and ideas share. Those are all really important things that I'm able to take from Hardin-Simmons.
You mentioned kind of the build there at Alvord. This is a program that hasn't won a playoff game since 2021. I'm curious, when you first showed up in town and you addressed, your athletic department and you addressed especially your football players. I'm curious what your message was to them the first time you talked with them.
No, we're going to work. Mm-hmm. I think that's kind of always been my mantra in athletics is it's not about the accolades. It's not about the social media or the talk or even what the perspective is from the community. It's about the work you put in that creates results that take care of the rest of those things. So we jumped right in and changed workout times and workout schedules and how we do our weight training and our speed and agility training, and really did a big recruiting movement into track, and so that was, we just jumped in and went right to work, and then we'll kind of square away the rest of the things as we go through the spring.
And finally, Coach, Matt Fanning, head coach of the Alvord Bulldogs, joined us here. We were actually just talking a little bit about that 2020 season. There are some people who hold that in low esteem, but I would imagine that 2020 season for you has some fond memories. Of course, leading Jim Ned to that unforgettable state championship win over Hallettsville. 4 years has passed since then. Now that you've had kind of that time to reflect and digest it, what was it about that 2020 Jim Ned team that really made them special? They
were special. That was the most tight-knit, competitive group of young men that I've ever had the honor of being around. I feel like, really what set them apart, and they were just tougher than everybody else. They could handle all the different things that went through that season, dealing with COVID and games not being played and rescheduled, and practice times being shifted around. They could handle all of those things. They could handle being behind. They could handle being ahead. Just a really, really tough group of young men. Not extremely well. I don't like taking that away from them. They were very talented, but I don't feel like we were the most talented group that hit the field every week. And but man, we were dang sure that they were dang sure the toughest.
He's Matt Fanning. He's the new head coach of the Alvord Bulldogs. Coach, we sure appreciate your time. Congratulations again on the new gig, and looking forward to seeing what you do in Wise County.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all.
Absolutely. There he goes, Matt Fanning, head coach. The Alvord Bulldogs. We're Texas Football Today. We're here Mondays and Thursdays on TexasFootball.com, talking football in the Lone Star State. You can follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And, of course, see us at TexasFootball.com, TexasFootball.com, where you can find complete coverage of high school football, college football, and recruiting all across the Lone Star State.